When was the last time you wanted something? I mean, really craved something. Shoes, clothes, an electronic, a musical instrument, a dessert. No matter what it was, I can almost guarantee that you got what you wanted. And if you didn't, you will still get it. Because different from what a lot of people think, what's really responsible for our decision making is our subconscious, the emotional side of our brain, the right cortex, which is extremely powerful, 1,000 times more powerful than our conscious mind. But Ian, when I buy something, it's a conscious decision. No, it's not. It's your right cortex's decision. Studies have shown that approximately 90% of our brain activities are subconscious, which means most of what we are doing every day is unintentional. Just think about how many times you actually tell yourself, now I'm going to walk to the bathroom, pick up my toothbrush, put it in my mouth. Now I'm going to walk to the fridge, open it, and grab a bottle of water. I'm on my way to the living room now. Nobody does that. That activity is happening automatically, and with consumption is the same way. We hit play for our favorite music subconsciously. We watch our favorite series subconsciously, and we order a product on Amazon subconsciously, or at the very least, motivated by our subconscious. But what does that have to do with my music, my career, and my beach house in Greece, Ian? Well, what if I told you that we can actually sell our songs and lessons the same way as if they were almost inevitable for people to buy it? And if you doubt this, just think about how many purchases you've done without any hesitation, and you understand how possible this is, and not only possible, but likely to happen if you use correctly. Today at the Music of Tomorrow, we'll be talking about techniques that you can actually use to start making your offer, product, song, or lesson irresistible. And to do that, we're going to use a concept called mental triggers or emotional triggers, which is a neuropsychological concept used by several entrepreneurs of all different areas. They're really important because they're some of the most effective ways to activate people's subconscious. Today we'll be covering one of the most important of them and how you could apply it to your projects right now, right away. So get your notes ready. Let's get started. The first mental trigger we'll talk about is authority. This trigger is especially powerful for those of you who are teachers, but they can be used in any area of your artistic career. To exemplify the power of this mental trigger, I want you to imagine the following scenario. You are driving in a highway above the speed limit, you're late and you just need to get to that gig. Suddenly you see a police car with the sirens on right on the side of the road. Immediately, your attention is shifted to that car and it makes you slow down. Once you are past that police car, you go back to your initial speed. So what point am I trying to make? The presence of that authority made you change your behavior. It grabbed your attention. This is a natural instinct that goes all the way back to our first ancestors. It's a survival method. An authority to us represents a shortcut to our goals. A doctor represents a shortcut to recovery. A teacher represents a shortcut to knowledge. A musician represents a shortcut to entertainment. But just being a doctor, a musician, or a teacher is not enough to grab anyone's attention. You need to be seen and characterized as that authority. If that same police car in the highway were undercover, for example, we wouldn't have given it the same attention. But because it was marked as a police car, we did. So I'm going to split this mental trigger in 3 steps. The first step to build an authority, especially if just a few people know who you are and what you do, you need to exist. How do you build that authority if nobody knows who you are? And to exist, you need to be seen. And where do you go today to be seen? Where are people's attention? On the internet. These are great news because this is actually a place where anyone can go easily. Not everyone can exist on the television. Not everyone can exist on outdoors and radios, but almost everyone can exist on the internet. This might seem obvious to you, but you would be surprised about how many musicians miss out on that. And I don't want you to do the same. I want you to succeed. You will succeed. We'll take care of that. We know that to create an authority, we need to exist. And not only exist, but exist virtually. But up until this point, all we have done was to build our stand. Imagine we have a stand in a street fair where there are hundreds of buyers, but also hundreds of other stands, other sellers. And several of these sellers are selling exactly the same thing that we are. How can we make sure we are the one person that people will actually buy from? How can we stand out? This brings us to our second step. Be specific. So imagine in this street fair, there are 1,000 music teachers with equivalent knowledge trying to get students. 900 of them have a sign saying, I teach music, but 100 of them say, I teach jazz. Immediately, these 100 stand out to all of the students who are interested in jazz, becoming their most obvious choice. The others who are not interested in jazz will have too many options to choose from and will spread out. Remember that these 900 teachers can also teach jazz, but they're immediately out of the game because their labels are too general. If you want to learn German, are you going to hire a German teacher or a general language teacher? But wait a second, Ian. Doesn't that mean that these 100 teachers who are labeled jazz teachers will miss out on students who want to learn like another style? Probably. But the ones who have a general label can potentially lose both jazz students and other students because the options are just too vast. And the more specific you are, the better. If from these 100 jazz teachers, 10 are labeled bebop teachers, they will stand out. If from these 10, 1 is labeled Charlie Parker specialist, boom, it makes it easy for the student who wants to learn about Charlie Parker to make a choice. So in short, the more specific you are, the more likely you are to be the #1 expert of your particular area. The same applies to musical genres. If you're labeled a pop artist, good luck being amongst millions of other pop artists around the globe. I honestly hope you make it. But if you are a pop, fusionist, jazz, acoustic, Turkish artist, chances are you will stand out to people who are looking for this. Okay, here we are. Third and last step. Deliver value. In the beginning of the video, I said that we need people to want something in order to buy it. The first thing to know when we are trying to influence someone into buying our art is that human beings only crave the things that they already know. They crave something because they know the reward they'll be getting from that. They've experienced that outcome. For example, we watch Netflix because we know we'll be entertained. We drink water because we know it will satisfy our thirst. We go in the sun because we know it will give us a tan. Likewise, your audience needs to know that what they will be getting from you will satisfy a certain need they have. And to make the act of buying from you to be a reward for them, first you need to deliver the image of a reward. And this can be in the form of information or in the form of entertainment. If what you present to your audience has immediate value for them, it's likely they will show interest in what you have to offer. So if you're a teacher, hit them with a piece of information that will actually help them before charging anything. This will activate the mental trigger of the reciprocity, which we'll actually talk about later. And as an artist, if you hit them with entertainment, emotion, story, as we spoke in the last video, they will probably show the same interest. So get these tools, start to apply them right away. Every Monday and Thursday, we'll bring you a new lesson with a lot of information, including how to produce quality videos by yourself, social media marketing and distribution, and many other tools. So hit subscribe if you think this content is useful for you and have access to every new video we put out. If you want to receive weekly tips and information about our free lessons and webinars, subscribe to our email list at themusicoftomorrow.com. Be safe, everyone. See you guys soon.